Accra. Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
City News.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Citi Prime News. The news is live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. My name is Zoe Abubeiduado. Coming up, General Agricultural Workers Union criticizes President Akufo-Addo for neglecting issues of illegal mining in his address to workers yesterday.
From Gao, we would like to assert that this is his last time he's addressing Labour on May Day and that his last year in office, and therefore he made a promise in 2017 that he would put his office on the line in order to eradicate galamsey.
Also coming up, Electoral Commission calls on public to disregard video circulating on social media depicting an official stuffing ballot boxes in the just-ended Ejiso by-election. Still to come, despite clarification by the Education Ministry on the introduction of new school uniforms, National Association of Institutional Suppliers harbors fears of job losses if the policy is rolled out.
That's how the peak is started, and it was by surprise. So I tell you, if they have that intention, they should stop.
And later, Eastern Regional Health Directorate prepares for COVID-19 surge as Ghana Health Service reports rise in cases.
We as the regional hospital have always been prepared for that. When it comes and the numbers are increasing, we probably need to activate our emergency response to contain the cases.
This bulletin is also live across our partner stations. In the Western region, we're on Ajimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa Beach, 105.5 FM in Takrade. In the Bono region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani, Ashanti region, Ajimpa 99.9 FM in Nkaria Volta region, Heritage 107.3 FM in Hohoi, and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope. In the Northern region, we're on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. Upper East, Quality 88.7 FM in Garu, and in the Northeast region, you can hear us on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigu. Across the globe, we are live on citinewsroom.com.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for your time this afternoon. Now, the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU, has criticized President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for being silent on some key national issues in his address to Ghanaian workers on International Workers' Day yesterday. GAU says President Akufo-Addo fell short of touching on the illegal small-scale mining menace popularly known as galamsey and its detrimental impact on the environment and economy. Speaking to Citi News, the General Secretary of GAU, Edward Karewe, emphasized the urgent need for government action to combat the effects of galamsey, which poses a threat to agricultural productivity and food security.
I was so much disappointed with the May-Day address of His Excellency, the President. Disappointed in the sense that he did not address the concerns that were raised by organized labor through the Secretary General about the real things that are facing the Ghanaian worker. From GAU, we would like to assert that this is his last time he's addressing labor on May Day and that his last year in office, and therefore he made a promise in 2017 that he would put his office on the line in order to eradicate galamsey. He should be able to tell us the state of galamsey today and what he has done about it. It's not only an issue in agriculture, but it's an issue that goes beyond agriculture. The entire environment and the ecology of this country is under serious threat. So he owes us a duty to tell us the state of it. Why is he not talking about it? To tell us that there's no doomsday and that it will not come back. Well, yesterday before I left the house, the light went off. If not because I was wearing a T-shirt and did not need ironing, I couldn't have come to the program. And you come and tell me that there's no doomsday?
Edward Karewe is the General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union, GAU. A group of unposted environmental health officers and assistants have expressed dismay at the government's silence in addressing their concerns in spite of earlier assurances. Despite completing their one-year mandatory national service, These officers say they have encountered a deadlock in their attempts to secure postings from the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources since 2021. Speaking to Citi News, the General Secretary of the group, Fred Awini, appealed to the government to fast-track processes in getting them posted.
The government is still quiet. Nobody is even responding to us. We have been following up, and there's nothing to even speak with. Even to go to the ministry as of now, we don't even get somebody to attend to, even to submit our petition. You go, and nobody is even minding us. I don't know whether they tend to be they decided that they are going to be quiet or what. So we are trying to also find out from other colleagues, and other colleagues too, they are not also them. So they don't even respond to them too as well. So we don't know whether it is a decision by the current government or this government to more or less say, okay, let them go to hell or what. We don't even understand.
Fred Awini is the General Secretary of the Unposted Environmental Health Officers and Assistants. To one of our headline stories, the National Association of Institutional Suppliers has expressed concerns over the government's introduction of new school uniforms for public basic schools. The association fears new suppliers will be contracted by government in the event of the introduction of new uniforms. Speaking to Citi News, National Secretary of the association, Tahir Amwa, says most members will suffer losses if the initiative is rolled out.
We have been supplying senior high schools with uniforms, house dress, check cloth, PA kit, books, food, and everything. Before senior high, we were doing our work very smoothly and very much okay. Even though we support the program to help the needy, it's not meant to collapse our businesses. But since the minister's position is in a way collapsing our businesses, which we've nurtured for years. For instance, when this policy started, they cancelled PE kits and books that should be tended at the national level. We tried to get some, but we never got. We're doing to only a few people, like 4 suppliers, and they do it in China, collapsing about 100 plus SMEs. We've met severally on these issues, but have refused not to let us have access to those contracts. Last, we heard some rumors that they are about to change the house dress into one color. Even though his media person, they have come up to say it's not true, that's how the peak is started, and it was a surprise. So I think that if they have that intention, they should stop.
That was the National Secretary of the National Association of Institutional Suppliers, Tahir Amwa. The Eastern Regional Health Directorate and management of the Eastern Regional Hospitals say plans are far advanced to activate emergency response to help contain the seeming rise in COVID-19 cases. The Ghana Health Service has announced 31 new cases of COVID-19 in the country in the last week, with 2 being recorded in the Eastern region. The medical superintendent of the Eastern Regional Hospital, Dr. Akun Akotuampao, has been speaking to Citi News about their preparedness in dealing with the cases.
COVID never went anywhere, so the caseload just reduced across the country, and quite a number of people have been vaccinated. Some have contracted the disease and have acquired a natural immunity. So we want to believe that the herd immunity is protecting many of us. But the cases are there. They are sporadic, so they occur once in a while in the communities and others. They keep coming one by themselves. However, because we are entering the cooler months, the rainy season, it is expected that viral diseases, including COVID, would come on high. We as the regional hospital, being a referral hospital, have always been prepared for that. So when it comes and the numbers are increasing, we probably need to activate our emergency response to contain the cases.
He also announced the availability of vaccines for persons who haven't yet taken the jab, as well as boosters for those who have already been vaccinated.
Now, COVID cannot be treated as it is when it came at first that we did not know so much about its transmission management and all those things related to it. Now there's quite some experience around it. There's quite some immunity that has developed with the people who have had the disease or have been vaccinated. The only thing that I would say is that the vaccines are available even at the OPD. So those of us who have not vaccinated should make it a point to get vaccinated. And those of us who have been vaccinated for some years past, the immunity will begin waning. So it's time to have a booster vaccine so that.
Medical Superintendent of the Eastern Regional Hospital, Dr. Akon Akutu Ampao. Residents of Benue Nkwanta in the Sunyani East municipality of the Bono region are facing difficulties accessing healthcare at the local health center because it does not provide NHIS services. As a result, residents who require medical attention have to travel to Sunyani. They are therefore calling on the appropriate authorities to undertake the necessary checks to give accreditation to the health center. The Assembly member for Benue Nkwanta electoral area, Isaac Kologo Salifu, speaks on the issue.
It affects us a lot concerning of our healthcare because we were praying that we get facility here which will assist us in petty conditions of health. But due to lack of health insurance in this facility, most of us cannot come to here due to financial difficulties and others. And from here to Sunyani to how even Lorfair and others, how bad nature of our road network and others, it didn't help our conditions. As it is situated in Benue Nkwanta, we have about 15 communities around Benue Nkwanta, which makes Benue Nkwanta big. That's why they negotiated to bring the facility here. So I'm sure that it affects us a lot because just the school is opposite the facility. And even when the people are in school, petty things, they can't even come and afford due to lack of health insurance in Benue Nkwanta. So it affects us a lot.
Isaac Kologo Salifu is the Assembly member for Benue Nkwanta electoral area in the Bono region. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority, the GRA, is set to commence its decision to tax the foreign incomes of resident Ghanaians from today, 2nd May. According to the GRA, the move, backed by the Tax Act 2015, Act 896, is aimed at sealing the revenue gap created following the suspension of value-added tax on electricity. Here is more.
The government announced the decision on Monday, April 15, in place of the suspended VAT on electricity, which it noted resulted in a revenue loss of about 1.8 billion Ghana cedis. According to the GRA, individuals considered residents for tax purposes include citizens with a permanent home in Ghana residing in the country throughout the year, present in Ghana for at least 183 days in any 12-month period that begins or ends within the year, government employees or officials posted abroad, among others. In preparation for the tax rollout, the GRA opened a special window for taxpayers to rectify their records. Meanwhile, tax analyst Francis Timoboy stresses the significance of the initiative to Citi Business News.
It is an enforcement measure. These are provisions in the tax law which has not been implemented. Previously, some of the challenges were how do we identify if people have investments offshore? You remember some time ago, Panama Papers published some information about people having some secret accounts somewhere. Now that information is capable of being shared with other countries for tax purposes, and Ghana has signed on to that agreement. So it is a way to go. It is visible based on the exchange of information. All the GRA will have to do is that they will invite you that we have information that you have some investments or you have some money outside Ghana in this particular bank account. Come and explain how the income source was obtained and whether you have accounted for the tax in Ghana.
Tax consultant Francis Timoboy ending that news desk report. You're still listening to Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studio at number 11 Dr. Martin Loop at Adabraka in Accra. Still to come, Electoral Commission calls on public to disregard video circulating on social media depicting an official stuffing ballot boxes in the just-ended Ejiso by-election. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Wherever you day, my mama, I just want to say thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year, Mother's Day. Celebrate that special woman in your life with a delicious and heartfelt Mother's Day dinner. Treat her to delicious meals prepared with love and care, just like from her kitchen. Let Mama sip on handcrafted cocktails. Let's all join Mama dance the evening away with great live band music from Chin Band in a warm and welcoming atmosphere at the Citi TV Mother's Day dinner. It's our turn to show appreciation and gratitude for all her sacrifices with a beautiful dinner. Date, Sunday 12th May 2024. Venue, inside the Alisa Hotel Pavilion, Northridge, Accra. Time, 4 p.m. Don't miss this opportunity to show your mother how much she means to you. To reserve your table now for the Citi TV Mother's Day dinner, call 0205 973 973. The Citi TV Mother's Day dinner is powered by Citi TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM.
God bless you, mama. God bless you.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You all come back. Now, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has kicked off his Western Regional campaign tour with an interaction with the regional clergy in Takrady. He told the clergy of his belief that God can use him to do something good for Ghana, while urging the clergy to pray for God to prevent politicians from destroying the country's peace for their political interest. Dr. Bawumia said his religious tolerance started from home and therefore promised to partner the church to address the country's developmental challenges.
I believe that I can do something for Ghana. I believe that I can do something for Ghana. I believe God uses everybody that he wants to use to change any society. The good book tells us that. And you know, in the Bible, even Cyrus was used by God, who was not even able. And so I believe that someone asked me, can anything good come from Wale Wale? I think that something good can come from Wale Wale. And if God says that it should come from Wale Wale, it will come from Wale Wale. I am very blessed. Ghana, frankly, we are a very blessed country. And sometimes I'm just in awe about how blessed this, our small country is.
That was the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The Vice President is also expected to commission more than 120 housing units at Apiate, a farming community between Bogoso and Bodie in the Prestia Huni Valley municipality of the Western region. As stated earlier, he has kicked off his Western regional campaign tour and he interacted with the regional clergy, which you heard earlier. Akwesi Ejenim is our Western regional correspondent and he joins me on the line for more. Good afternoon, Akwesi. We know that the Vice President has moved from speaking to the clergy. Where are you now and what has he been saying?
Well, the Vice President is currently here at the Western Regional House of Chiefs in Sekendi, where he's currently addressing the Regional House of Chiefs. And he's actually here with his campaign team campaign manager, and key officers of the party. Basically, what he's telling the House is that he is very much aware about the developmental challenges of the Western region, even though the region has over the years contributed so much in terms of mineral resources to the state. And so he is very much committed and going to make sure that his regime, that is if he wins this upcoming elections, Western region is going to have a special development instrument where attention will be given to the region because of its contribution to the region. He is saying that to streamline the issue of mining, especially artisanal small-scale mining, which has become a bane in terms of the environment destruction, he is going to make sure that the Minerals Act is amended to ensure that chiefs are part of the processes before a license will be given to anybody who has to come and mine, and so that the chiefs will not just be caught aloof or caught surprised with miners coming into their jurisdiction to extract resources at the mercy, at the expense of the environment when the chiefs have no involvement. And so he is assuring the House of Chiefs over here in the Western region that when he wins, the Minerals Act will be amended to ensure that the chiefs are part of the processes that any licensee can actually will have to go through before he or she can secure the license. And so that is the assurance that the Vice President is giving to the Western Regional House of Chiefs. The chiefs have also been talking, and basically they are retreating the usual concern for Western region to be given a special percentage, and they are calling for, again, 10% of all mineral resources that emanate from this region to be dedicated to special development here in the Western region.
Briefly tell us about the inauguration of the housing units at Apiate. In January 2022, a vehicle carrying some mining explosives collided with a motorcycle that resulted in the detonation of the explosives, and it destroyed the whole community. You brought us a series of reports from that community. How significant is today's inauguration?
Well, the whole region, and I think the whole country, is actually waiting to see what has actually been done in terms of, the promised reconstruction of the main Apiate community and its subsidiary catchment areas that were affected or impacted seriously by this, explosive disaster that happened. And the Vice President, right after addressing the House of Chiefs, will have some interaction with the fishermen at European Town, and from there, he's expected to get to Apiate latest by 3 p.m. to do the commissioning. So far, we have been told that he's only going to commission the first phase of a 3-phase development that is supposed to take place. And so the first phase is what they are saying that is going to be around 124 households. And we know over the period, proud to today, there's been some little, agitations here and there by some people who feel they've not been captured so far. Don't forget, the place that actually got hugely, impacted, and for that matter, the whole place was leveled down, was the old Apiate town. But the catchment of the town, the new development area of the community, if you look at it from the road, behind the old site are several development new structures that were also, affected. The sheet and the iron sheet and the structures were kind of also, deformed. And these people, this area has not actually seen any development. And those are the concerns that the Commission is likely to face if some assurance is not actually given to them so far. But today, the people are expectant that at least the 124, which has been captured under the first phase, will be commissioned by the Vice President later this afternoon. Grateful for your time. Akwesi Ejenim is our Western Regional Correspondent. To come to you subsequently for updates. Now, a Labour analyst, Austin Game, has criticised the Technical Committee's review of the Labour Act for not introducing a provision that requires employers to give proper explanations for dismissing employees. On Wednesday, May 1, 2024, President Akufo-Addo announced that the government is working diligently to pass the new Labour Bill into law by end of the year. The bill proposes substantial changes to the structure, architecture and judicial functions of the National Labour Commission.
In an interview with Citi News, Austin Game said the proposed changes are redundant as similar reviews already exist.
All existing Labour Act 651 that have been transferred onto the present one. They've added skills that are in other laws that have been transferred and make it bulky. That's about all they have done. The issue about women having complication and this is all part of our laws. When a woman is pregnant and have complications, and that woman is protected, and no woman who is bedridden is forced to come to work. You have to stay until you deliver. And that is the practice today also. So it's nothing new. What they are seeking to do, which will have to be rejected at all costs, is the attempt to structure the Labour Commission as if the government will be there forever. And therefore they want to, because they are not managing labor-related matters very well. They want certain representations to be on the commission other than the way it is now. The way it is now have been thought through wisely for 4 years, including the present president himself when he was Attorney General.
You heard Labour analyst Austin Game. The Electoral Commission says its attention has been drawn to a video circulating on social media which shows a man stuffing ballot papers into a ballot box at a polling station in an enclosed area. According to the Commission, the said video has nothing to do with the operations of Ghana's Electoral Commission or the Ajiso by-election. The Commission says details about the video clearly indicate that it has nothing to do with Ghana's Electoral Commission. The Commission is urging the public to disregard the video which it believes is aimed at tarnishing the image and credibility of Ghana's Electoral Commission. According to the EC, the events in the video did not occur in Ghana. Now, Pressure Group Election Watch Ghana has petitioned the Office of the Special Prosecutor and the Inspector General of Police to investigate alleged bribery against the Member of Parliament for Kwadaso, Dr. Kingsley Nyakon. The MP was caught in a video giving an envelope containing money to staff of the Electoral Commission who were on duty at the Ajiso by-election. In a statement, Election Watch Ghana said an investigation into the matter will help maintain public trust in Ghana's democratic institutions. Away from elections and politics now, the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum is threatening to picket at the Finance Ministry once again following the ministry's failure to respond to their petition. The group issued a 2-week ultimatum to the ministry to respond to their petition, which demands the release of their locked up funds. The group picketed at the Finance Ministry on March 27, urging the ministry to make financial provision to support the revocation of licenses of defunct financial institutions to ensure the payment of investors' funds. The Finance Ministry has, however, failed to engage the group, leading to the threat of another protest. Convener of the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum, Dr. Edu Ananientri, has been speaking to Citi News.
On the 18th of March, we sent a reminder to the minister and pleaded the minister to ensure that the ministry gives us a response in the next 2 weeks from the date of the letter, which was 18th March. The 2 weeks will be ending this Thursday, which is 2nd of May. As at now, we haven't heard anything from the ministry. If by the end of the day, Thursday, 2nd May, we haven't heard anything from the ministry, no response from the ministry, then as we stated in our letter, in our reminder letter to the ministry, that if we don't receive any response within 2 weeks, we would embark on our last option of picketing the ministry.
Convener for the Locked Up Investment Holders Forum, Dr. Edu Ananientri. That's how we end Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio at Adabraka in Accra. Before we go, a quick recap of our headlines. General Agricultural Workers Union criticizes President Akufo-Addo for for neglecting issues of illegal mining in its address to workers yesterday. And Eastern Regional Health Directorate prepares for COVID-19 surge as Ghana Health Service reports rise in cases. You can log on to our website citinewsroom.com for more information on our top stories and more. My name is Zoe Abubeduado. Many thanks for your time.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.